Good morning, everybody. It is May the 22nd. We've got a pre-holiday, pre-Memorial Day market today. This usually yields a trading range because the market, the financials have rallied. My guess is there's a little chance for some profit taking this morning, but essentially I see resistance at the buck and support at 16. The options market says the market today mathematically will close at 16, but anywhere between 127 and 128 makes the option market maker the most amount of money that can be made. Taking it a little lower, putting it right in the middle at 127.16 makes them the most, but this is where if the options expire between 127 and 128, the market makers will be happy. Looking at just kind of points, there's 31 right there. This area. We've got London up here at 04. 04 to 08. We got the overnight session high at 29. So I think we got a shot at getting stops above 29. And so I'd like to sell this 31 to 03 area. And then 7 to 11. The idea that maybe something can get going. We're going to put a question mark up here at 28 or better. We do have some news, CPI, which is the outcome of PPI plus a tenth, but pretty benign forecast. Core plus a tenth. Yellen at 1300 Eastern. Draghi speaks at 9:30 Eastern this morning. He spoke at 4. His comments were generally supportive for the euro. So maybe a little profit taking early in the session. Take us lower. Yellen's speech, I doubt if she does much to rock the boat. She'll talk in terms of, weather caused first quarter decline in the GDP. We're seeing signs of growth. Should return in second quarter GDP numbers, and third and fourth should yield at least 2.5% growth for the rest of 2015. Now, I hope she's right. I mean, I really do not want to see the economy, as fragile as it is, slip into a recession. We've had enough of that. We've had very, very slow growth. And enough's enough. But in a lot of ways, you got to feel sorry for the Fed every time they do something. OSHA, the EPA, the Department of Energy, the White House. Somebody comes out and throws more rules and regulations on. And I mean, they're onerous. I see today Murray Energy is laying off 1,800 coal workers in the coal mines. Consolidated laid off 4,000. These people, you're tied to a neighborhood or good job, big markets for coal. Here for the export markets, these people have lost their jobs, and it's going to be pretty difficult, pretty tough times for them right there. This stuff goes on all the time. So anyway, hopefully Yellen's got some new tricks in her bag, but I doubt it. So we'll play for a trading range, basically a seller 128 or better, buyer definitely at 27.16 or lower, but we're going to get started first with support at 16 to 20. Okay, the knob spread expanded overnight. Maybe a little profit taking in that before the weekend for the 30-year. So we've got this break right here, basically at 54.16. Last rotate down, so this 13 to 17, buy 1. Buy 2, 1 to 5. On the sell side, 27 to 31, pretty tight. And then 7 to 11. But this has been a pretty explosive contract, to say the least. The option expiration on this contract favors a close between 152 and 155. That's quite a spread. So I'd say 54, 55. We'll shoot for a target of 54.16. Gold is up overnight. George Soros is out saying the United States and China are on the threshold of war. There's a lot of people, a lot of stuff written that war is coming to Asia between Japan and China. Vietnam, the Philippines, everybody is on edge about what China is doing. China is manufacturing islands. They're dredging up islands in the South China Sea. They're manufacturing. They'll be part of their territory, and they're doing that to extend their rights further into the South China Sea. The rest of Asia does not like this, and you wouldn't either, as China comes back down. But historically, that's been China's role in the Far East, trying to conquer those around them. Times they are able to do it, times they're not. But what it's created is a natural resistance to China throughout the area. And China can step out and maintain control for periods of time, but that natural resistance eventually erodes that power. But right now, China's on the ascendancy, and they're probably going to get their way. The United States isn't going to do anything to stop and contain them. In fact, China's so much in control that Australia and the other nations of Asia have immediately joined the new Chinese currency exchanges and their new bank for that area. So I look for that to continue. Okay, gold. Soros's comments about war is supportive for crude oil, indirectly, and for gold also. We were hoping to buy against the buck yesterday. Didn't get it. 3 to 5 held up once again. So we got support in the 5 area, plus or minus. And then 1200 for buy 2, plus or minus. Still hoping that we can get it done in the 97, 98 area. We're pointed higher right here, so we'll make 15 to 17, sell 1. And we got this high over here at 22, 23, so 20 to 22 for sell 2. And it's pre-holiday, so I think what happens early. Anybody of rank or clout in New York that can get out of town and start a long weekend will be bailing at noon, leaving their firms and the markets in the hands of underlings, and that tends to quieten things down. Gold tends to quit around noon Eastern anyway, and I imagine that will definitely be the case for today. Okay, looking at the 6E, Draghi spoke at 4 a.m. They liked what he said as far as the currency goes, and it rallied. Draghi speaks at 9:30 Eastern. I can't imagine him saying anything any different than he did at 4. We once again we see this 1200 area, a pretty good resistance. We came in yesterday looking at 75 is our number 2 sell point, plus or minus. Market rallied quite a bit in the overnight, and so right now we're at 70, 1200, give or take, sell 1. Maybe 90 to 1200, sell 2, 15 to 25. Basically selling against 1200. On the buy side, London's low is 49, so buying 50, buy 1. and then 25 by 2. 9:30 Eastern is when this market has the potential to move because Draghi picks up the mic. Okay, ISIS supposedly sent a suicide bomber into a Shia mosque in Saudi Arabia. So they strike a blow at the Shias. They are Sunni driven. Shia are their blood-sworn enemies, and Saudi Arabia at the same. They vowed to take over Saudi Arabia too. Saudi Arabia could only be considered, a police state if you think about it, what goes on there, and they're still vulnerable to terrorist organizations, terrorist nets, and outright acts of violence on their soil. So whatever the infrastructure was that supported this suicide bomber, they better watch out. The police will be coming. So I think things are unstable enough in the Middle East. It's hard to see anybody that can't deliver crude oil in being a seller on a spec basis. So first resistance is 50 to 75. Second resistance is 61 and a quarter. On the buy side, yesterday's low was 59.70, so 75 to 60 is buy one. And then 59. If we start down with some momentum, 59 and a quarter, buy two. We'll open it up to the downside. Resistance is 60.50, 60.75. Can easily trade higher, but that's just structurally where it is, and support is at 59.75, 60. We got a 58.50 market to a 61.50 plus. That's $3, and that's typically the range that crude trades in. Look at the E-mini, pretty quiet, pretty compressed. The tendency is for the stock market to rally into a 3-day weekend, and I don't think that'll change today. So we have these single prints at 23.25, so this 24.26 is buy one, maybe get stops beneath that. Then we have yesterday's low at 19, so 21 to 19, maybe stops below 19 for buy two. On the sell side, I'm going to make it 30, 32, come inside this high right over here. Basically, I think maybe the better play is sell failure to take out 30, 35. I do expect the market to trade higher, so we like the buy side better. And then 39 to 41, and Zero Hedge today was talking about with the lack of volume and the lack of activity, it'd be pretty easy for the guys that play to add 10 points. So 10 points would take us up to new contract highs on the close, 21.30. So anything above 21.35, and 10-point range would take 26 to 36. So 35 is stops above the recent high in the 34 area. Is the first resistance, second resistance point is basically 21.40. CPI news plus a tenth, core CPI plus a tenth, and Yellen at 1 o'clock Eastern. Take 20 minutes or more to get things done. I'm going to get busy on that.